let me go into one of my bigger games that I found some interest in, and that's Tennessee at Pittsburgh. This is SEC versus ACC again. And I think the SEC is going to edge out on this one. These two teams have kind of like a similar vibe, even though Narduzio is going through in his 8th year, Heupel's going through his 2nd. The progress that they both made with their team this year are pretty much about the same, right? But I think that Tennessee, in the long run, they're going to have the better defense in this one. I think Pitt can be a little overexhausted from playing last week. There was some lucky spots in that game. Slovis is a great quarterback. He was coached by some of the top best, so he's gonna show and improve every time. But I do see this game going over. I don't want to give it as official play though, because it's just too high to take over. But if you're the type of person that don't mind laying 66.5, this will be one of those type games. Many even say it may go into overtime or something to that nature. But I think Tennessee just edges them out through just toughness, playing 4 quarters, those type of attributes. Tennessee last week, even though they played a lower opponent, they only allowed 74 yards rushing. Pitt didn't even worry too much about the rush, so they're going to go there. That's going to be gone. They're going to be throwing the ball right away. And the Tennessee defense secondary is tightened up a little bit, and I think that's going to be their downfall overall. So just give me Tennessee minus the 6.5 with a hard lean to the over 66.5. The over 66.5 might be something that I might play. Hopefully they, a lot of games come out a little controlled. If I can get the number to drop down maybe to a 61, I'll be comfortable. Even going into it in the second quarter with a 61, this game's going to be high flying in the second half.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I kind of like the look actually. My big question was I didn't realize. I know Slovis was going to kind of fit the bill with the new offensive coordinator going into Pitt. With Whipple leaving and going out west. To coach out in Nebraska with Frost. But I didn't realize how quick that they would come up to speed on the offensive side. Now defensively, you're right. They do have their struggles, but they're pretty solid up front. Usually against the run, that's where they clamp down. Pitt. You can throw on them all day, but you shouldn't be able to run on them. But evidently, I didn't go back and watch all of the game, but I seen some highlights. So I seen some stuff going on there, which is kind of raised my eyebrows up. But Tennessee's going to run the hurry up with Heupel like they always do. They're gonna get 400 yards. They're going to get 35 points. They're going to do that thing. Tennessee's going to score. If they can pass the ball, which they will be able to do, Tennessee's going to have the big advantage there. And I think you're right. I think they did tighten up some things on the secondary, but they were involved in a lot of overs last year, Tennessee. So this is going to be another test for them, going forward. We're going to see if they can. I don't know if they're going to just come out and air it out, but they're definitely going to be up tempo here. So, and that bodes well to the over. I think, matter of fact, we're looking at a 36.5 for Tennessee on a team total and 30.5 for Pitt. So I was kind of on the fence. I didn't know which way to go with it. I kind of leaned Tennessee. I kind of leaned over, but I couldn't get to the window with either one right now. So I'm just going to probably watch this one, sit on the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm going to take that Tennessee, and I'm going to hold that Tennessee money line in my pocket for some exotic stuff to have going on as well. But it's more of a SEC versus ACC play as well, because like I said, the two teams are very similar. But when you talk about the size and not really, a little bit of the talent, but more of the size and the pressure of playing them 4 quarters is going to be the issue with Pitt. Playing the 4 quarters is going to be a tough thing against a team like Tennessee.
Yeah, the SEC, they did well last week, with the exception of LSU. I think they swept the board with the exception of FSU beating LSU last week. So, and speaking of SEC, I'm going to get right into another SEC game.